This is an end of the season garden in West Bishop. You can see from the raised beds that these have been designed for somebody who has a bad back. It makes gardening much more comfortable. It also gives you about 2 feet of good soil, and every year you can just kind of refresh the soil with some compost. Here is a pretty good zucchini crop. It's yielded a lot of zucchini this year. It's now being hit by aphids, and normally you can just kind of take a high pressure hose and wash down the zucchini and get rid of the aphids, but they're so infested this year that the owners stopped bothering. What we do have though is you'll see there's still some zucchini and still some zucchini blossoms. So we're filming this today so that we can break down the garden in another day or so. Okay, here's a zucchini just ready for picking. If you don't watch your zucchini carefully, in 1 or 2 days, this would grow to such massive proportions, and then it becomes basically all seed and pulp. So you want to catch it before it's gotten too big. At the same time, when you see little ones coming, you probably notice that in another day or so you can come back and check. But this is end of season. This is late October zucchini. The other crop that does very well at Bishop is the peppers. So here's a pepper plant. It's kind of been overtaken by the zucchini, but you can see again, late October, and the peppers are still giving. These particular peppers start out green and then they turn black when they're ready. They end up being very crunchy with a little kick at the very end. They taste mostly like a green pepper, and then they have a little hot kick. We also have some jalapeno. Didn't do as well this year because they didn't get enough sun, but usually they do very well here. And you'll see throughout the garden there's interspersed marigolds, mostly for color. I don't know, theoretically we don't know that it necessarily helps with the bug control, but it does give off kind of a pungent odor and it adds some color to your garden. Again, this is late October and the cold weather vegetables are doing quite well. They were planted about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and here you see some Swiss chard, some arugula, and there's some kale hidden under there. The cold frame has been installed now. This cold frame is basically constructed as a square rectangle of with wood with stretched plastic in between, and it has a hinge at the other side so that you can lift it up. Very easy to use, and hopefully this will extend the season for these plants because they still have an awful lot of vegetables on them. Artichokes do really well in West Bishop. What you see here is about 4 different plants. They gave a lot of artichokes earlier in the season. We cut them back thinking the season was over. They've grown back, but they haven't given any more fruit. So as the season gets colder, we'll be cutting them back and they'll overwinter, and we'll have more artichokes here next year. Tomatoes are a great vegetable to plant in Bishop. They grow all summer long. They like the hot sun. As long as they get enough water, they'll just keep producing and keep producing. The tomatoes you see in front of you are kind of odd. They're cherry tomatoes that start out black, and as they ripen, they turn red. They take a long time to turn red as well. So we've been having cherry tomatoes all summer. But you can roast them up, and they come out they're very good roasted. They're good on flatbreads, and they're good in sauces and soups. The last plant in the garden is basil. There are 2 basil plants over there. They grow very well. They like the heat a lot. You can cut them back, and then they just keep giving all summer long.